Hey Cancerians, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your first half of August, general reading here. So in your meditation, it was very short but sweet. I saw the image of a white horse, which makes a lot of sense. You guys, are the chariot key and the tarot, which is, horse energy. So I saw this white horse, beautiful white horse. And I saw it didn't have a saddle on it. It was just like a free, wild white horse. And then I saw Isis, the goddess Isis, step forward and stand near the horse, and she was so strong and beautiful. Isis is a very powerful goddess, if you're not familiar. I encourage you to look her up if you're curious, because when she is gifting you and blessing you with her energy and presence, that is worth noticing and taking note of for sure. She's very much about intuition, connecting with your innate power, magic. She relates to cats as well, a beautiful Egyptian goddess there. I feel like there's this aspect, because I saw in the meditation, I saw that there was like a line, like a queue, right, that had been forming for something. And you did not feel the need at any point to get to the back of the line. You just sort of stood off to the side and you were just living your life. But then there was this opening in the queue, and I saw you just step right into position, and you were the perfect one. You were in perfect timing by doing that. It's like the opposite of waiting your turn. You weren't waiting your turn. You were just in the right place at the right time. Horse medicine. I want to talk about horse medicine. Horse medicine is very much about personal freedom, and I do feel like that is an aspect of this as well, because Isis also speaks of personal freedom. The ways in which we restrict ourselves as well. Horse energy is about, if you think about horse medicine, horses are incredibly loyal. Wonderful, wonderful creatures. It's beautiful medicine. But if you restrict their freedom or take them for granted, they will buck and they will let you know. They will kick, they will bite, they will fuss, right? So there's an aspect of this wild horse, and I feel like the question coming in what ways are you compromising your own best interests, or how is your freedom being restricted? There's a certain sense of flow that comes into context with the chariot key and the tarot, which is about, success and victory, yes, but it's about forward balanced movement and about being in the right place at the right time, right? So there's an aspect to this that I feel like Spirit is coming in to say, like, how's your luck with being in the right place at the right time? I feel like you have a luck around this. There's something coming through around this. Also, we have the full moon in Aquarius on August 12th, which is interesting. You guys are ruled by the moon, and you're the signs of the home and the hearth. And there's an aspect of this that I'm hearing the word like unbridled. I feel like you are being asked to take on some of this Aquarian energy that is coming through on August 12th. And by that I mean Aquarian energy is very much about innovation, creative thinking, and really thinking outside of the box, right? I feel like you're being encouraged to embrace that energy and allow it to work within for you so that you can be in the right place at the right time. Let's go ahead and see what your cards have to say. Hey, Cancerians. Let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for the first half of August. Animal energy for Cancerians, first half of... Who else got this? This isn't one that comes up that often, but someone else got this. Was it Virgo? I think it might have been Virgo. Anywho, Phoenix. This is brilliant and powerful and wonderful. Okay. So first of all, the Phoenix. That circle there represents spirit, which says that you are at a significant time in your life. You are at a point in which you have some choices to make, and where the path ahead can be positively influenced by those choices, right? And specifically, especially because you've got Isis and the horse energy coming in here, making choices from love and not fear, and making choices from that sense of daring audacity, right? There's an aspect of that. I keep seeing you. You didn't cut into the line. You were just in the right place at the right time. Let me just give you an example of this. This is what I'm getting. So let's play it out this way. There's an office building, and one of the offices is just for an example, it's coming to mind, a casting office, okay? That's the world I come from, so that's what we're going with for today's example. Let's say there's a casting office, and they are casting for a big role in a TV series. And let's say that they've been holding auditions all day long, and they're breaking for lunch in the middle of the day, and they don't have anybody there to audition for the next hour because they're taking lunch, right? And then you, as the Cancerian, happens to be strolling by and happening down the hall, and you see a sign for auditions for this new TV series, and no, you weren't invited to the audition, but you just happened to be there. So you decide to walk by the door and poke your head in and say, "Hi, I don't have an appointment, but I think I'd be great for this series. I have a couple of monologues ready. Might I come in and audition?" And then the casting director sees you and thinks, "Oh my God, that you're exactly what I imagined for this role in terms of, physically. Let's go ahead and see what you got." And then you give it a go because you're there at the right place at the right time. You're not even nervous because you didn't even know this was happening. And then you land the role, right? When nobody else is even there and on lunch. That's the equivalent of the energy that I'm picking up on. It's those stories that you hear where you're like, "Yeah, I was just discovered one day," or like, "Yeah, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time and got this interview, or met this person, or had this idea," whatever it is. It feels like it's very closely related to that happenstance aspect. So the Phoenix also equates to that of the death key in the tarot, which is about endings that make way for new beginnings, rebirth, regeneration, right? Rising from the ashes. I feel like you guys have been going through it. I'm just gonna put it out there, right? Because in order to be the Phoenix, you had to have at least died first. But there's something about this, like personal restriction, personal freedom. Like, have you been acting like a domesticated animal when really you're a wildcat? There's something about that, okay? Now, this also equates to the Six of Swords in the Tarot, which speaks of transition, movement, possibly moving across a body of water or moving homes. But it also speaks of moving into calmer waters and achieving a state of inner peace, okay? So it's a mind that's free from anxiety and troubles. It's just like free and clear. So let's see what's going on, Cancerian. Let's see what's going on. By the way, the fact that Isis is a part of your reading, I don't know if she's ever come through, maybe once, I can't remember when, ever come through in a reading. You are already very intuitive. I'm sure you know this, but you're very intuitive as a Cancerian. Your sign is ruled by the moon, which is the symbol of intuition and psychic energy, right? The fact that Isis is coming in here for you, there's something about that. You are going to have a direct line to intuition. Follow your nudges. Follow your urges? Let's call them nudges and urges, but follow your feelings. You're going to be directed to go to specific places at specific times, to not take that phone call, but do take this one, to write that email, to try this place for lunch, to apply for this, don't apply for that, to say this. I really feel like you are being divinely inspired through Isis energy. And it would be a missed opportunity to ignore those feelings. I'm just putting that out there. It feels very strong. Just lean into it. You're a Cancer and we have the full moon in Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? Go with it. Why not? What's going on? Right. Good Lord. The Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands have come up so much today. Okay, so the Queen of Wands here, beautiful red-haired reality here. One of my favorite Cancerians is a redhead. And we have the fire here and the Phoenix here with the fire. It's really, really beautiful. Transformation indeed. So the Queen of Wands is the queen of the home and the hearth, which is perfect because Cancerians are the sign of the home and the hearth, which is brilliant. But there's an aspect of the Queen of Wands that says, I trust that everything that is mine is going to come to me. I don't have to chase it. I don't have to get angsty about it. I just trust that I'm going to be inspired around what I need to do or not do, and that whatever is mine will not pass me by. That is coming through for you. Now, see how she is directing this little girl to not touch that fire? Like, don't touch it. You're going to get burned. I feel like this is Isis acting on your behalf. I'm like, no, not right now. Wait for it, and now. Right? It's something about that. Timing is divine time. There was this, was it Adoring Virtue? There's a deck of an oracle deck. I feel like it's Romance Angels or something. A lot of readers who do love readings use this deck. And I remember one of the cards always said something like, divine timing is at play in your love life. I always remember that. I don't know why. Like, every reader uses the same deck when they do like a love reading. But I would say divine timing is at play in your life. Right? Overall, it feels incredibly important to say you're really being guided around the timing of things. Also, that salamander energy, medicine, lizard energy is about when to move, when to be still. Again, about timing, right? And how really timing is everything. I'm hearing it. Timing is everything, right? Queen of Wands is all about that life. Really, really nice. She's also the queen of creativity, right? Just gonna have some artists out there. Or some artistic souls. What else is going on? Whoa, bitty bops. Okay. So we got 7 of Swords here. Interesting. Because you got 6 of Swords with the Phoenix here, and then you have the 7 of Swords here. It's a very opposite energy. So 7 of Swords speaks of self-sabotage. It's the ways in which we act as a disservice to ourselves. It's how we think ourselves out of a good thing. It's how we have a lack of self-confidence. But I gotta tell you, with your meditation and that horse and that bridled freedom and how we restrict ourselves, why do I feel again like you're acting like a domesticated animal when really you are wild? You're meant to be wild and free. What aspects of yourself are overly domesticated? That's what it feels like to me. There's something about your environment that isn't working for you, okay? This could be anything, but this could be the boss at your job. This could be your work environment. This could be your personal relationship. Feels restrictive, or it's not working, or it's not aligned at the moment. This could be a family. It's something, but it's something in your environment is not working. This can also be your inner mind, right? Because 7 swords of the mind, right? Air energy. So this could also be something that you're doing with him for yourself, self-sabotage, behavior, or worst case scenario thinking. But I'm hearing get out of this and lean into the fire of it, because it's about action, knowing when to move, when to be still, and really allowing yourself to be, trust me, what is yours will not pass you by. Be the Queen of Wands. Allow what is yours to come to you. It's something in your environment. Really observe your points of dissatisfaction. Observe yourself when you feel bored or when you feel dissatisfied. Observe those points of dissatisfaction, because there's a lot of information in that for you. Okay? Something to that. Right. Perfect. Wow. Okay, so the Knave of Swords. So this is the Page of Swords. And I'm really, is that like, it's brilliant. Look at that kite, and there's a photograph of like a lady with red hair on there. It's really interesting. So the Page of Swords, this is about realizations, information, opportunity, offers, messages, communication, right? Why do I feel like you're being asked to, do you see the freedom inherent in this? Do you see this? And we're talking about domesticated versus wild and unbridled soul and spirit and all of this good stuff. I feel like there's an aspect of you that really needs to play or take it easy, or just allow yourself to be free in some way, shape, or form. You're being asked to make some needed changes, because it feels a bit too weighed down. It feels a bit too muggle land when you're really a magical being, right? It feels like that. What is that? What am I seeing? I can't think of exactly what this is, but it's like when it's like a trope in TV and film when there's like a magical being who's lost their memory and they're working in an office job. And then, the magical troupe has to come and remind them of who they are. It's something like that. Something like that. You're a magical person posing as a muggle, like either in the way that you're thinking or behaving. And again, the moon is your ruling planet. You have access to all the magic and intuition and juju that you need, right? Are you using it? What is your relationship to your intuition and your knowing? And what are your standards for your own happiness? How much are you sacrificing at the moment, or how much are you really embracing everything that you're worth? Let's get some advice. Oh, so good. By the way, I'm hearing a very random song. It might be for somebody. I'm hearing a song by LaBouche. I think it's called Be My Lover. Be my lover, wanna be my lover. There's something about that. I don't know. It's lover. If I would take that literally as well, I feel like lover is Gemini energy, which is about making choices from love and not fear, and really embracing inner and outer duality and harmony. Right? Are both sides of you being served? Is what I'm getting. Are both sides of you being served? What aspect of yourself is a bit thirsty? You know what I mean? There's something about that, an aspect of you that's not being fed or given enough attention in some way, shape, or form. Okay? It's like you have memories of what being free was like, but you could really embody it. Anyway, your advice is Mabon. Now, this is really, really interesting here. So this is the number 11 key. That's justice energy, right? Libra energy, which is about balance. It's about legal matters as well, legal decisions, contracts, anything of that nature. But Mabon here is really interesting because this is Persephone and her mother Demeter, right? From Greek mythology, where she descends into the underworld for the dark time of the year, right? It's very sad. Although I love this time of the year, honey. So with this Mabon, this is about the autumnal equinox that happens around September 21st, right? We're moving into that time. Now, as I film this is Lammas, right? August 1st is when I'm filming this. You'll see this, a couple days from then, most likely. But that's a time to really appreciate the sun, right? And to really operate from a place of like languid pleasure and know that what's yours is going to come around in due time. I do feel like there's an aspect of that coming through for you, but Mabon is very much about moving into the dark time of year and releasing and knowing that, this is a time to kind of slide through the rest of the year, harvest what you can, and prepare for the cold, right? But I feel like the fact that this is your advice, I feel like you're being asked to just sort of, I feel like this is what it is. I feel like your advice is like this. Let's just cover this. I feel like your advice is to be Demeter here, right? And really enjoy the season that you're in and trust that everything is going to be exactly as it's meant to be within your highest and best good, that karma is real and that what is yours will be yours, right? Remember what I said? What aspect of yourself isn't being fed or served? There's something about this. What part of you might qualify to be in this position down here? Like, what part of you have you lost? Or what part of you, wild part of you, has been dismissed or domesticated? What is this for you? What is Persephone for you? What is that? What is that? What is that? Also interestingly enough, with the phoenix and the death and the rebirth, and then we have the time of year where things begin to really die before they're reborn again in the spring, or really in bulk on February 2nd. That's when it starts. What part of you is lost and needs to be resurrected, really, right? Isis can help you answer that for sure, and it's a feeling. You'll know it. You'll feel it. But I feel like it's a picture. It's something from, only a picture in your mind. It's really interesting. Let's get an oracle. I feel like the clue is, how carefree are you? How carefree are you? Oh my Lord. Sometimes it's just so on the nose. Divine timing is your oracle. I mean, we were literally talking about this, right? We've been talking about this whole reading, starting with the Queen of Wands. So divine timing, we're also talking about with not cutting in line, but just stepping into place, right time. Then we have divine timing here. Remember when I said divine timing is at play in your life? Then we had so on the nose. So this is really about just everything that we already said. Spirit is just coming forward to further affirm it. The fact that we have the quill here as well, again with the Page of Swords, written offers, being in the right place at the right time, communication, striking up a conversation with a stranger if you feel called to, really following those nudges feels incredibly important. Also, going back to Isis and these dragonflies here, dragonflies are a symbol of dreamtime messages. I cannot emphasize enough, when dragonflies and Isis come up, you really, really must pay attention to your dreams. Okay? Part of that wisdom and guidance is going to come through in that way, through your subconscious mind while you're sleeping, right? It feels incredibly important. And do you see how this queen right here is like posing? Like she's just standing in the hallway at the casting office like, oh, I'm just stretching and happen to be walking by. She's even got her like dance shoes on. And they're like, oh, who are you? And she's like, oh, where am I? What are you Oh, is this a casting office? I had no idea. Like it's that kind of zhuzh. It's really funny. But there's something about that. It's like can't be truth, right? I think this aspect of yourself is down here, and you're being asked to bring it back up flip side into the sun. Okay? Something about that. Anyway, my beautiful Cancerians, I'm sending you so many blessings for the first half of August. I so hope that this helps and resonates. If so, please do let me know in the comments below. I love reading your comments. And please like, share, and subscribe. I would so appreciate that. And with that being said, just thank you. Thank you so, so much for being here. And most of all, and as always, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.